So we have 5 H500s right now, 4 plus 1. Get new names. Stop calling it H500.
We're doing inventory today.
So it's time to start doing some actual moving of real product over and inventory. We're gonna inventory basically every single thing we have, and it's very meticulous. Basically, we're gonna start with some of the coolers and cases, stuff that we don't need immediately, and also stuff that we can learn the process on. So it'll be a mix of moving stuff over, figuring out what shelf it's going to go on. So we're going to label the shelving units and then maybe the individual shelves, not sure yet. And also take pictures of everything, take serial numbers, and note where it is, who's checked it out, or if it's checked in, and all that stuff. So we'll have a really good inventory system going forward that'll allow us to really track where stuff is. And it's also nice because then if there are a lot of times where I'm not sure if we have something and I have to go spend 40 minutes looking for it. So now we just check a spreadsheet and immediately identify if we have it and where exactly it is and if someone else is using it actively. So we're going to start with this huge overweight shelf of liquid coolers. Each one of these is filled with liquids. It's a pretty heavy shelf. Move some cases over, see if our system works, and if it does, we'll go forward with the rest of it. Before that, this video is brought to you by Thermal Grizzly's high-end thermal paste and liquid metal. Thermal Grizzly's Cryonaut is an affordable, high-quality thermal compound that doesn't face some of the aging limitations of other pastes on the market. Cryonaut has a thermal conductivity of 12.5 watts per meter Kelvin, focuses on endurance, is easy to spread, and isn't electrically conductive, making it safe to use on GPU dies. Thermal Grizzly also makes Conductonaut liquid metal, which we've used to drop 20 degrees off some temperatures in our delidded tests. Buy a tube at the link in the description below. So I'm just handing cases down to Andrew, handing them to Patrick and Keegan. Attic isn't air conditioned, so it's like 100+ degrees up here, and all the cases are hot metal as well.
It's too bad I'm holding this camera and I can't help you guys. It looks like a lot of work.
Yeah. Too bad you got your arms permanently replaced with a camera.
Yeah, it's a real unfortunate situation for me.
So I've already cleared out all the VR stuff, which hasn't been touched in a while. So VR stuff's gone, that was down there. Peripherals are gone. Hi, Snowflake. Snowflake's coming in to inspect our work right now. I think we're just gonna make sure we don't get in her way. Pretty serious audit going on right now. So I have some motherboards packed away, just pulling more out. Z270 carbon, and we're gonna move all of these over to the office, get inventory. That's empty. That's empty. So those are all in test benches right now. If they're empty, X99 backup board for our long-standing cooler test bench. X299 prime, this motherboard's broken. Also, that's empty. Empty. Okay. Oh, here's the box for the first ever test bench GPU that I bought. I think before anyone was officially employed by me. This is the 7850. I used it for our first first test bench for the case testing, I think, and maybe some CPU testing. But kept it around because it was a fairly monumental step for us. I'll leave that here for now. So, one more board and then we'll put it all in the car. It's a GPU. Well, there's that entire shelf is empty. Took years to fill it up and less than 2 minutes to empty it out. And now we're gonna go fill up the new shelves in the office. So, there's your bittersweet emptying of like the testing corner we've been using for years now. It won't take long to get the rest of this out of here. GPUs might take a while. Okay, so we're starting to take some stuff out of the set room now. Pulled down a couple motherboards and just kind of looking here and realizing like how much stuff there is in general, and knowing that this is like not even a quarter of our new space. So not just a lot of stuff, not a lot of testing, also a lot of history. Like this was up there, now we might actually have space to put it up properly. Used to be in the back corner of the set before the tool all went in. So maybe we'll bridge it between the two sets or something going forward. And Snowflake, of course, very upset that this tempered glass panel is not on a case where it belongs. So there's our play button. This is another one. This is from one of my earlier PC builds. It's an i7 930 processor box. I've got the processor out, ready for testing still. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna pull stuff off this side of the shelf so it doesn't interfere with our normal testing. And then we'll figure out the rest later. There's a lot here. Okay, so now we have to move the expensive cargo. I don't have a great way to move GPUs, so I'm just gonna take some of this foam. It's technically anti-static, but whatever. It's a minor part of it. The main thing is I want to keep like the order that they're on these shelves. These are the GPU racks that EVGA gave us from their storage. They're like 20 years old, and they gave them to us for organizing. So everything's in a specific order right now. Like this was all AMD newest to oldest, and I want to keep it that way. So I'm just pulling them off one by one and moving them into this. And there's our first line of like the Vega cards. Sitting on top of foam, so they're not just bare PCB components touching the walls. And then just gonna pack it in really well and line it with more GPUs basically. So I think we have about 20 cases in here right now. And there's a half X and a Phantom 820 I'm leaving behind because they won't be retested for a while. But also the attic's like 120 degrees and I didn't want to do any more. Yeah. We take safety very seriously here at Gamers Nexus. So this is the Gamers Nexus case graveyard. This is about 80 to 90% of the cases probably. There's a couple more at home, mostly the really big ones. Like there's another Dark Base Pro 900, there's a half X, there's a Phantom 820. So those will probably come in eventually. But now what we have to do is I have to go through with Patrick and figure out if we're getting rid of any of these before we start doing inventory on everything. I don't even know. I mean, there's like Dark Base Pro 900, 303, Corsair something.
Boring one.
What is it?
Boring one. It was like
what, the Allen keys?
75 or something.
Oh yeah, the 275R. It's kind of a dumb case. That's the H500, NZXT H500.
H2.
Or is it the H200?
No, it's tiny.
Oh yeah, it's H200, H400, whatever. It's one of the small ones. So a lot of cases: Raven RV02, PM01, P3, A1, whatever this is. I don't remember that one. Is it Fractal? R6. Is that Fractal? Yes. That might be the R6. That's the R6. The Antec and Razor case, that was awfully priced. Leon Lee Air, 11 Air, 280X. You got the idea, there's a lot of cases. So we're gonna go through and figure out which ones stay and which ones I find a new owner for. And then we also have a cart full of liquid coolers over here. So this cart has been MVP lately, other than air conditioning. And just a lot of liquid coolers. Again, not all of them, but most of them. So now we're gonna do the fun part, sort through it, start doing inventory. Hopefully by the time we get done with the cases, we'll have a good idea figured out for what we're gonna do for inventory. Then we can do the more complicated stuff. So now we're gonna do the culling. Figure out which ones go away. Patrick does a lot of the case reviews, pretty much all of them at this point. So we're gonna go through here and figure out what we keep. Raven, I think we keep this one.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Keep the Meshify.
Keep the Meshify.
This one is boring. I don't.
What is that? Oh, 275R. We can get rid of the 275R. Sorry, Corsair. First one to die.
This one I like, but I don't. I mean, do we have the Infinity?
We can leave that as a maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, we still have the Infinity. So 303 is a maybe. This one, we'll build one of our workstations in this.
Okay.
So that won't even take up shelf space. So that's an editing workstation.
I like the sorting system.
Yeah.
So we should probably keep just, I mean,
Yeah.
even just as a test
The
bench.
P3 is a nice display. P3 is a nice display system, and it's a good vertical test bench. PM01, we can put a production system in this.
We had to.
Yes, we have another one at the house.
What's, is that NZXT?
That's NZXT.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, NZXT came first with that design.
Okay.
So we can do 5 production systems minus one that we have, so 4 production systems. We have those 2 cases plus a 900 at home, so we have 3 cases.
Limited edition.
Yeah, so there's room for 1 more production case if we want it. So that one can be one of the production systems or something. What's that one?
NZXT
H500.
Oh yeah. Yeah, put it in the pile.
Okay, let's make an H500 pile. So the storage room is starting to fill in. Wow. A lot of the echo is gone actually. Probably because we're filled with cases, some of which have sound treatment in them. Anyway, filled up a little faster than we expected, even after getting rid of some. We should probably get rid of some more eventually, but maybe wait a bit until after we move to figure out what's getting retested. For now, we're putting micro ITX, mini ITX on this shelf. Trying to keep like older stuff towards the back, like stuff that's closer to going away or that we're holding on to because it was some kind of revolutionary case. And now I think the solution is I'm just gonna knock out this shelf because I think we're gonna have like more cases than anything else after kind of clearing out some of the house, which you should have seen some of that footage by now. It was clear that we actually don't have like enough coolers and motherboards to fill every single other shelf, so we're not necessarily going to need this one. So just going to knock it out and add another mid-tower case shelf in here. It's pretty good, and these shelves can take the case weight, so allegedly, based on what they say on the boxes. So we're good there. Oh, there's another shelf of cases with the Taku sitting on top of it. So, pretty dark in these corners right now, but you get the idea. So we're still filling it in, but this is where we are right now. There's our light. So, Keegan's got the light. So Intel boards on one side, AMD boards on the other side. That's pretty useful. That way, you know which processor you're working with, but you don't know a board yet. So you just pick a side for the processor type and then grab a board. Open loop components still need to be categoried. I think that pretty much wraps this room. Oh yeah, stuff that is pending review. So this shelf is my favorite shelf because it means I'm not gonna lose stuff that we should review. So anything pending review will go on that shelf. Why is that there? So this room is a good comparison for like what that room used to sound like. There's a lot of echo and reverb in here. I need to talk quieter because there's like a 1 or 2 second echo. It'll go down though as we put stuff in it. But anyway, we've got fan testing's kind of temporarily over here. Problem I have with this, I really want it on one of these shelves like this. I'm a little concerned about the precise positioning and how other stuff nearby and walls and obstructions might impact airflow and testing. So that's a potential point of concern. But I've got it there for now, benchtop power supply. Power supply testing over there. So we have, this is something that's still getting set up. Stone's gonna come in here. You'll see it earlier in the video actually. By now we will have, in the video, we will have set all this up for testing. And he's tasked with figuring out how to use it all and what our power supply testing methodology will be. So that's his job for the next week or so. And he's gonna document it very clearly for me, and then we'll start doing power supply testing. So that's basically all the progress, other than not worth showing, but the small parts shelf is starting to get labeled and stuff is on there now. It's pretty good progress, but I think that wraps it for this day of the video. We have a couple other things coming in. So we have blackout curtains coming in, curtain rods obviously, and more foam. Haven't put the foam up yet. Hopefully by now we've gotten some actually good suggestions from you all that don't involve putting blankets in the ceiling, but I think that's most of it. So we'll be covered pretty much on every front once we're all done. But thank you for watching. As always, go to store.gamersnexus.net to help support this move. It has become extremely expensive. So you can go to store.gamersnexus.net, pick up a mod mat like one of these back here. They are presently in stock, will be out within a week, I think, maybe something 7 to 10 days. We should be out of stock again. So get your order in soon if you want one in this shipment. Otherwise, all the shirts, like this one, the Graph logo shirt, has been completely restocked. So we have these in stock in tri-blend and cotton. Extremely comfortable and really identifiable design for us with the average 1% and 0.1% bars on the shirt design. And then patreon.com/gamersnexus for behind the scenes videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time.